We are now going to talk about the pancreas in lesson 9.06 of this digestive system series. We'll do the liver on the last video. But here I was trying to draw out some of those ducts and we get a little bit better view here. I'm going to do the pancreatic duct in orange. That runs down the length of the pancreas. And I don't know if you can see here, I'll do the bile duct in blue, or let's do it in green because bile's green. So we've got the bile duct. Actually, this has got a different name up here. So the bile duct is here and you can see it behind here. And then they join, where they join, let's make this pink. And that pink is the common duct. That makes this the duodenum. And so we get a better view of how the pancreas creates, it puts all of its substances it's going to secrete into this pancreatic duct, joins up with the bile duct, and we're dumping then all of this into the duodenum. And we said, again, let's just kind of go back through. Everything that's getting dumped here into the duodenum is an exocrine function. So we had said in the a couple of videos ago, we're doing trypsin, and I believe it's with a Y. In fact, I'm almost positive it's with a Y, which is going to digest proteins. We've got lipase, which is going to digest fats. We've got sodium bicarbonate. It's going to neutralize the stomach acid, neutralize acid. And I also forgot to mention that the pancreas is also producing pancreatic amylase, which digests carbs. So these are all part of the exocrine function for the pancreas. And we talked about that again when we did small intestine. But the pancreas is also an endocrine gland. So we have endocrine function. Where it's going to excrete directly into the blood. So this is going to go straight to the blood. And the substances that it secretes from an endocrine are produced on little tiny patches of tissue. This is blue. I don't know if you can see it. Blue, blue. These are called islets, ISLETS, of Langerhans. And they produce two hormones. They produce insulin and they produce glucagon. Yes. So the, no, is glucagon by the liver or the, I have to fact check that. Insulin is the first hormone that is produced. And this causes blood sugar, this lowers blood sugar. And I'm about 90% sure that the second one is secreted by the pancreas. There's something telling me, yeah, it's the liver, but if I'm wrong, I'll let you know. Glucagon raises blood sugar. So why is that so important? Remember the brain, we haven't gotten there yet. The brain has to have glucose to function. That's the only thing the brain can have. And so you have to keep a stable blood sugar. Stable blood sugar is extremely important. And these islets of Langerhans that are releasing insulin and glucagon, so glucagon will raise your blood sugar. And what will happen is this will trigger the liver. So it's actually the liver the liver has your short-term stores of glucose in the form of glycogen. Short-term carbs, or quick use carbs. So we can break this down and build it up very quickly. So insulin will cause glycogen to be deposited, and glucagon will cause glycogen to be broken down and released into the blood. And this keeps your blood stable sugar. Did I just say that backwards? Keeps your blood sugar stable. I'd have to go back and play the video. Stable blood sugar. We're going to talk about two disorders, and one deals with the endocrine function and one deals with the exocrine function. So if you have a case where you're autoimmune, so this is an autoimmune, where your immune system attacks these islets of Langerhans, where the body self-destroys the islets of Langerhans, you have type 1 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes. And you do not produce insulin, specifically insulin. A glucagon usually isn't as much of an issue. You have to take synthetic or injectable insulin for the rest of your life. Now, type 1 diabetes, there's type 1 and type 2. Type 2 is caused when your body becomes resistant to insulin and doesn't respond to insulin. And type 2 is reversible. So type 2 takes place in the cases of obesity or poor diet. But type 1, since it's autoimmune, these guys are just gone. There's nothing you can do to replace them. And so you have to rely on synthetic and injectable insulin. And people who have severe type 1 diabetes will have a pump. But you can see this even onset in childhood. So if you know a child who's a diabetic, chances are it's type 1. The disorder that we're going to talk about that's an exocrine disorder is what happens if you form a blockage. So let's say you get a blockage right there in your pancreatic duct. Something causes this to obstruct. So we get an obstruction of the pancreatic duct. Well, remember what's in that. We've got something that'll digest proteins, something that'll digest fats, something that'll digest carbs. You're going to self-digest your own pancreas. And we call this pancreatitis. It doesn't sound all that serious because it sounds like you're talking about inflammation of the pancreas, but you can live without a pancreas. It's not easy. They can I think that it's possible now to give you replacement enzymes and hormones, but it would be really tough. So this very serious, also very painful. You know, it's got a very high pain that would be included with it. So your pancreas is super important. It's a gland. It's both an exocrine and an endocrine. From an exocrine portion, we're doing the digestion and the neutralization. From the endocrine, we're controlling blood sugar. You can have an autoimmune that targets the islets of Langerhans. That's type 1 diabetes. If that pancreatic duct gets blocked, that's pancreatitis. And that isn't not good stuff. So, all right, that wraps up pancreas. Nice short one today.